Hey friends, welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm back with another food related video. Today I'm going to do a challenge, you could call this. I'm going to call this the 5 ingredient challenge or the ingredient challenge. And what I'm going to do is my boyfriend picked out 5 different ingredients for me and I have to use them in a meal and create something delicious. So I'm excited as to how difficult this will be and how creative I get. And the reason why I'm doing this video and the goal of this video is to inspire you guys and show you guys that when you have those random ingredients in your fridge or in your pantry, don't let them go bad. Don't throw them away. I really want to encourage you guys not to throw food and ingredients away, but instead you can almost always create some type of dish with those ingredients. All you have to do is to get a little creative, get a little experimental in your kitchen. I want to inspire you guys not to waste food, save money, and get creative, and that's what we're going to do in our kitchen today. So my boyfriend's going to show me the 5 ingredients that he has picked out for me. I'm curious to see what they are or what I'm able to make out of them. Hopefully it's not too random. So what kind of ingredients do you have for me for the ingredients challenge?
I chose zucchini, tomatoes, kidney beans.
Okay, that's gonna be a bit weird and difficult maybe.
And so that it's not too easy, also canned mushrooms and hummus.
Okay, yeah, this is kind of throwing me off. If this were fresh mushrooms, this would be easier, but I don't know if they're pickled or...
I don't think so.
I don't think I've ever cooked with canned mushrooms, but we'll see. I'll have to think about it. And that'll be a surprise reveal to you what I make out of these. So I'm going to get creative and I'll see you when lunch is ready.
Good luck.
Thank you. I have to say sometimes the most delicious or creative meals that I make is when I forgot to go grocery shopping and I have a few random ingredients left in my fridge or freezer. And it's really satisfying to have something really delicious that you've created from scratch all by yourself without using any type of recipe, and I want to share that fulfillment with you guys. So the rules of this challenge is, for 1, I have to use all the ingredients that my boyfriend gave me. Number 2 is I can use things like oils and spices, just condiments that I already have. And rule number 3 is I am allowed to choose one of the following bases. So we have rice, noodles, or bread, just as a base, as a carb. We don't want this to be filling, and those are also things that most of us have as a staple in our pantry. And that brings me to my last rule, is that I am allowed to use pantry items, things like onions, garlic, flour, just things that we typically already always have on hand. We do want this to be a delicious, eatable dish. Our goal isn't here to make a funny video and then have disgusting food that we're going to throw away. That is a waste. There are so many people hungry in this world. So this is going to be a real lunch. So hopefully this is going to taste good. And if it does taste good, I'm going to link the recipe down below. Okay, so let's take a look at the ingredients. We, for 1, have 3 types of veggies. We have zucchini, 2 tomatoes, and some mushrooms. The mushrooms are really throwing me off, but these 3 ingredients are kind of giving me some type of Italian minestrone vibes, or just some Italian risotto. But then when I think of the risotto and of hummus, that kind of doesn't go well in my head. Also, the kidney beans would be weird in a risotto. So I think rice is out of the equation. Could make a sandwich out of this, but then the kidney beans might not go too well unless I mash them and make it into some kind of spread. But we already have this as a spread. But I think if we go down the pasta route, we can use the hummus as kind of sauce. And the kidney beans are a little weird with the pasta, but I'm thinking if we mash them up, maybe even, I think this is going to be delicious, maybe even turn this into vegan meatballs. Yeah, so just mash up the kidney beans, add some flavoring here and there, and then turn it into meatballs. So, okay, I think I've got it. A kidney meatball pasta with hummus sauce and veggies. Yeah, I think that's going to be my dish. So let's get started. Okay, so I think I'm going to start with the meatballs first. So I have drained and kind of rinsed my kidney beans. I'm going to add that to the bowl. And since I only have kidney beans as for my meatballs, I really need to play around with the spices so that they taste good. So definitely some garlic. These are pantry items, so I can use these. With the other flavoring, I'm not sure what I would want to use. I think I'm going to use oregano. I think that will play well with the other veggies like the mushrooms and the zucchini. That will give it kind of a Italian flavor. So I think I'm going to use oregano, but what else? Also, I'm going to need to play around with the consistency of the meatballs. I'm not sure if only using mashed kidney beans will make it whole together. And then if I add oil, will that be too wet? Maybe I can then add some flour or so. That would be a pantry item. I think that I would be allowed to use that. This is kind of getting me really excited about lunch for some reason. I do love following new recipes, discovering new recipes, and trying own things out myself, but I feel like when you're following a recipe, you're not that creative. So I really love it when you're forced to be creative and think of your own recipes. Okay, so the garlic is chopped up. I'm going to put that to the side. I think I'm going to go ahead and mash the kidney beans. If you have a kitchen processor, food processor, then use that. I don't have that, so I'm going to just mash it with my fingers. It doesn't need to be too finely mashed. I feel like you could have some lumps in there. Okay, already the mashed kidney beans are feeling quite wet, so I think I am going to have to add some type of dry ingredient to it, either flour, or I thought of adding some nutritional yeast. If you don't know what that is, it is just yeast, and it has a very cheesy flavor, so it's something that vegans like to use as a cheese substitute, I would say. So for me, that is a pantry staple. Maybe for some of you guys that isn't. So I don't know if that's considered cheating, but yeah, I guess if you don't have nutritional yeast, maybe you could just use flour or breadcrumbs if that is a pantry staple for you. I think I'm going to use nutritional yeast. I think that is going to give it some extra delicious flavor for the meatballs. So we have a can of kidney beans. We're going to add 2 cloves of garlic to it. Then I had said I want to add oregano. I'm going to add a teaspoon. Maybe we can even add a little bit of the mushrooms into the meatball. That might give it a nice umami flavor, but I don't know how these taste. I'm going to taste these. Wow, this smells very creamy. I've never cooked with this. This might go. I'm going to use some of that in the meatballs. Just mince that up. Okay, I put in about 4 pieces. Then of course we're going to add salt and pepper. A bit of olive oil, a tablespoon. And I'm also going to add that tablespoon of nutritional yeast. Okay, this already smells pretty good. I'm going to mix this up. Let me show you guys what this is looking like. But it is already looking nice and sticky, so I think I'll be able to form meatballs out of this. Okay, so I got out a bit of flour because I think I'm going to coat this with some flour before I fry this in a pan, because I feel like this is so sticky. If I just put it in the pan as it is, I don't think it will get that nice, slightly crispy, harder outer shell. I think the meatballs will just be mushy. So I'm going to coat them in some flour in hopes that it will have a nice and crispy shell. So I'm getting out a tablespoon portion of the meatball. This is rather wet. This could be a bit more dry. So maybe I could have added more nutritional yeast, but I'm going to coat this, some of the flour, and then that we have. It's more of a patty than a meatball, and then just going to place it to the side before we fry this. This is very sticky. I think recommend adding a bit more nutritional yeast or flour or breadcrumbs of some sort. Okay, so I've turned you guys around so you can see better. The oil has heated up, and I'm going to add the more like patties than meatballs, and I'm just going to let them fry. Okay, so I think I'm going to slowly try to flip these. I'm a little scared if they're too soft or not. Because they feel incredibly soft. Okay, this is going to be very difficult to flip. But that's okay. That's the thing with experimenting. You just gotta try it out, and then you'll know better with experience. But it did form a nice kind of crust, I would say, on the outside, but the inside is just really mushy. Hopefully the taste is going to be really delicious, but I'm really worried because these are kind of extremely soft, how they will be on top of the pasta, which will probably be a mushy mess. So this was a nice thought, I feel like, but when trying to put the idea into practice, I kind of failed. But it's the attempt that counts, I would say. Okay, so next up, I already cut up my veggie ingredients. So we have zucchini, tomato, and 2 cloves of garlic. And I'm just going to fry this up in the pan in which we fried the meatballs. Yeah, so I'm just going to add some new oil and just dump all the ingredients in and let it become fragrant. Oh, and of course also the mushrooms. Not going to forget that. So I have the veggies going here, and this actually smells pretty good. I feel like the mushrooms and the zucchini and the tomato just really go well together. And I think I'm just going to season this the same way I seasoned the mushy meatballs. I'm going to just use oregano, salt and pepper so that they tie together flavor-wise. So a teaspoon of oregano and some salt and pepper. I'm actually going to taste a piece of this just to see how good or bad they actually are. Yum. The flavor is so good. I also love the crispiness on the outside, so coating that in flour was the right move. They're a little mushy on the inside. They don't hold well together, but maybe with a bit more flour or nutritional yeast in the actual batter, I'm going to call it, will really help this. But the flavor is so good. I'm so positively surprised. Veggies are looking good. Pasta water is boiling. To add salt. And then add the pasta. I think the veggies are done now. I'm going to turn this down. This looks so good. I don't know if you can see anything at all. I'll show you guys when I'm combining everything together. I'm so excited as to how this is going to turn out. I was really worried about the meatballs, but it feels wrong calling them meatballs because they don't look like that at all. But I'm so surprised. They taste so good. Okay, can't forget about the hummus that I'm going to use as the sauce. Maybe I'm going to add that to the veggies right now. Okay, I think adding the hummus made this a little too thick. I think I'm going to add a cup of the, or not a cup, but a little bit of the pasta water to the hummus sauce to loosen everything up. So I drained the pasta, made sure to save a cup of pasta water, and now I'm just going to add this to the sauce. I'm going to add a bit of the pasta water. Yum, this actually looks so good. This is something I would have never thought to try, like combination wise, but this is actually pretty good, or it looks good at least. And this is it. I'm really impressed right now. This looks really good. I'm excited to see whether this is delicious or not. I'm going to get my boyfriend to try this. He did pick out the ingredients, see his reaction. Yeah, I'm really curious to see his reaction as to what he thinks of this. I feel like I was really creative with this. I'm proud of myself. Okay, so this is what I made. Are you surprised?
It looks better than expected and smells good.
What did you think I was gonna make with those ingredients?
I thought something similar to this, but I didn't expect the kidney beans to be mushed on top like this.
Well, I was going for meatballs, but they're a bit mushy, but they taste really good. I tried them. Okay, I want you to taste this. So our camera battery died, but continue your taste test. Is it good?
That's good.
Did you try the meatballs? Are you surprised? Are you positively surprised?
Yeah, I didn't think it would be tasty.
That's so mean. Don't you think I'm a good cook?
The ingredients were so random that I didn't think that it's possible to make something tasty out of it. So I was a little bit worried that I have to eat it all and it's not that good. But it's actually really good.
I was kind of positively surprised as well. I was kind of proud that I thought of this, or especially the meatballs. I was kind of worried what to do with the kidney beans. But it's good. I haven't even tasted it yet, so let me taste it. I like it. I was kind of concerned for the mushrooms because they were so slimy. It's not bad. I like the taste of the meatballs. What do you like best about this?
I like the creaminess of the sauce. It's a very nice creamy sauce.
So we're going to go ahead and enjoy this now. So if you enjoyed this video, then be sure to give it a thumbs up. I want to encourage you guys to also get creative in your kitchen and use what you have, create something new, be creative. If you want to show me what you made out of your weird 5 ingredients, you can tag me on Instagram and I'll message you guys. If you want to see more of me and more vlogs and what I do day to day, or if you want to join intimate Q&As, you can go onto Patreon. The link is down below or up here somewhere. And yeah, you guys can join the Patreon community and family. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!
Bye!